Were you afraid of being typecast after the success of the first movie?
Can you take your mask off?
Yes.
Just yet. Thanks.
Were you afraid of being typecast after the success of the first movie?
No. I wasn't, because I think that the first one especially was such a good story, and it was just a beautifully written movie that I think most people took it as that. And for me, in that same year, I did a Western and Better Off Dead and things, so I already knew that they were all going to come out at the same time, so it wasn't going to be just the one movie. But I think just the original Elm Street, the story itself, I think, stood alone as a movie, even aside from being a horror film. What do you think, Ronnie?
About being typecast? Well, I had already been typecast from the movie Nashville as a country singer from, the hollers of Kentucky. So I had to beat that typecasting first. So if anything, Marge was against type for me, so that was grateful. That was a good deal. I was glad to be Marge, and I still love Marge. I'm very possessive of Marge. Poor old Marge.
I never felt I would be typecast. One, I was thrilled to be part of it. I was already a fan of Nightmare on Elm Street before I even did Nightmare 4. I love the first one. I was a fan of horror since I was yay high. And also too, I felt, because I look a lot different, they put a red rinse in my hair and the whole look and everything, and so as performers too, we're chameleons, and I never really thought about it, that I'd be typecast. Were you ever typecast as a soap actress? Yeah, no.
I had done a lot of stuff before I had done the soaps, so I think that's the trick. If you've done a lot of stuff, otherwise you come in, you're like, you're introducing as, for the movie, and that becomes like your thing. But people are afraid of being typecast. There's nothing wrong with being typecast. I mean, so what?
I wish I'd known that.
Just pay me the
a lot earlier.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I didn't live long enough to be typecast.
Great question, sir. Did you have another?
No. Well, actually, yeah. For Lisa, what was the first movie that you saw that scared you?
Ooh, Exorcist. Exorcist.
Yeah, me too.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Me too.
definitely. And Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, that's
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I love horror so much. I actually watched Rosemary's Baby when I was pregnant. I'm a freak.
Freak.
I did.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Hey, I got a question to ask for the entire cast. As much as you like Robert Englund, what are your thoughts on Jackie Earle Haley's performance as Freddy Krueger in the 2010 remake and the 2010 remake?
Are you asking all of that?
Mine's
All of us?
easy. I haven't
Well,
seen it. I stick with Robert Englund.
Yeah, I say the same thing. I actually got invited to the premiere, and I love the actor that played Freddy. He's an amazing
terrific
guy.
actor.
He's a great actor.
Really
But
fantastic.
I mean, Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger, and that's it for me. I just don't see anybody else playing him.
I did see it, and again, I'm a huge fan of Jackie Earle Haley's work. I mean, he's a fantastic actor, but again, it's just the mannerisms of Freddy Krueger / Robert Englund just can't be mimicked. His ability to move with that glove and his body language and the tilt of his head, or just all of that, it just can't be replaced by anybody. It just, no matter how good of an actor you are. And of course, as an actor, to get in the shoes of playing Robert Englund, wow, it was very brave of him, I feel, to accept that role and to give it a go. But it just,
It would be like putting the Easter Bunny in Santa's closet.
Or
costume.
right. Like compared it to like a band. It's like, oh, here, the Rolling Stones showed up, but Mick Jagger didn't make it, so we got this other guy. I mean, he's a great actor, like everyone said, but it is like replacing the lead singer of a band. Like, I don't know if that works all the time. And I'm with Amanda. I haven't even seen it. I'm so into myself. I watch me and that's it, guys.
Jackie's an amazing actor. Just kidding. I respect him.
Thank you.
One more question.
One more.
What is all your favorite? What's your favorite horror movie?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Jaws.
On Elm Street.
Jaws is my favorite. Yeah, Jaws. I've seen it a million times. That's my
Body
favorite.
Snatchers. The original.
The Exorcist.
Me too, The Exorcist.
Actually, there was a movie that I'm sure none of you are old enough to have seen, but I remember as a little girl, it scared me so much. It was Night of the Hunter, with hate and love written, and running after these kids in the swamp. Was like, I remember just like I was mesmerized by it. So that was like really scary stuff.
I had a trilogy of horror. Do you guys remember that?
I remember
Right.
that. Oh my God, the little knife. Yeah, I love that.
I would call my mom, you know, mother.
I
Come
do
over.
remember that. Yeah, Karen Black, right?
That was
Karen
one of
Black.
my favorite. Yeah.
I liked a movie called The Other. That was a really old movie. I don't know that anybody's ever heard of it, but it scared the bejesus out of me when I was little.
What was the name of that film with the babysitter was being taunted, and then they got the call from the police and said, "The call's coming from in the house. Check the kids." What movie was that? What a stranger calls. Unbelievable. That movie. Yeah, that movie freaked. Like, especially that one scene when she's looking. It's like, well, where is he? Where is he? She says, "Well, the call's coming from in the house." It's like, what? Check the kids.
Next question, sir. Thank you.
I'm still scared of it.
I'm still scared of Linda Blair. I'm not going to her table. That movie messed with me up.
She's on next. By the way.
Oh, good. I'm scared. That scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Hi there. So, out of curiosity, what was the toughest part about filming for all of you?
Getting the job. After that, it's gravy, bro. It's fun. I don't know.
Well, for me, it was the Q-tip scene. For me, because when I was younger, my mother actually did that to me. She pierced my eardrum and with a Q-tip, and it was bleeding all over the place. And so when I got to the set and had to do that scene, and then the woman that they got to portray my mom in the film looked just like my mom. So it was really freaky for me. So a lot of that was me just being really freaked out about it. Because they did do a little bit of stuff in the ear, and I just can't take it. I can't take it in, that stuff in my ear. So I'm freaked out about my own scene as much as you guys are.
I thought a hard part was having the claws down in the basement and telling the story of Freddie and Marge and the kids being killed and burning up or killing Freddie and being a murderer for Marge was tough, and trying to make sure it was believable and trying to make that all work. That was a challenge as an actor for me. And now I must say adieu. Adieu, adieu, adieu. I have to go. And I love you all. I love my dear fellow actors.
Thank you.
And I hope to see you all next time around. Please come and see me. I love you very much. Thank you for coming.
Bye. Safe travels. Give it back. Let me take it back. Okay.
Thank y'all very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ronnie
The
Blakely.
hardest part.
Yes.
I think the hardest part really was getting the rinse in my hair every day. It was like really. I mentioned it earlier, but it was like sitting in the chair, and I was a virgin blonde at the time, but for the role of Alice, it was decided too that for me to have reddish brown hair. And it's funny because Rennie Harlan, the director, actually hired 3 blondes. Okay, Tuesday night. Now she needed to look like Kristen from 3, so she had to stay blonde. Then we have Brooke Thies. Okay, blonde. So they put a wig on her, the big 80s wig, right? And then I'm hired blonde. So I'm the one who had the rinse put in my hair. But you have to understand, it's very wet, like sopping wet, like mud on your hair. And then it has to be dried. So literally, I'm not kidding, they had a blow dryer here and a blow dryer here to get my hair to dry. So it was like intense hair. It's all worth it, but yes, operations.
Man, I missed the blow dryer.
So that's just kind of like what it was. The rest of it was pretty cool. Yeah. And the other hard part was getting the role too, because I was in the reject pile. My headshot, I looked like, you know, Barbizon modeling cheerleader girl, you know. Did not look like, you know, what you think of her Alice. And I was Annette Benson, who cast, I think most of told me the story that I was in the reject pile, in the trash, okay, done. But they auditioned like hundreds, you know, and they couldn't. So they went. So finally they went. And so finally I did get an opportunity to audition, and I went in like no makeup, I wore my worst color, pale yellow, and, you know, acted, you know, and got the role. So, whatever. Anyway, the life of an actor.
My experience was sitting again on the set next to Rodney, who had all of his veins and arteries, and they had to like put them out on the floor so they didn't get all messed up and knotted and stuff like that. So, I mean, I was sitting next to him and I was just like looking at, and I thought, who the hell thinks of this stuff? What kind of a mind comes up with this stuff? And there was like all of these arteries, it was just horrible.
We have another question from a young Freddy fan.
Hey, Freddy Krueger.
This question is for everybody. Who's your favorite Freddy kill?
Who's your favorite Freddy kill?
I really like Amanda's. That's my favorite.
Thank you, Toya.
I always freaked me out in the body bag and being in school. That was the one thing that freaked me out. Thank you. And on the roof, when you flip around the room, like that was the original kill for me. Where I was like, I don't know if I like this movie.
Yeah, I feel really happy that you like it.
Yeah, you crawling around in that ceiling and stuff, and the white panties and the white nightgown. It was like,
That scares me.
It was a young girl's worst nightmare. You know.
It was a young man's best fantasy, actually.
Like, man, she's getting attacked, but she's pretty hot. You're like, wow, she's upside down and getting tortured, but man, she sure is pretty.
Yeah, I think for me it was Amanda's death too, because it was just, it was so climbing, iconic, and climbing on the ceiling like that and doing that stuff. And she tells me stories about how that scene went down in that room that was going round and round. And
Amanda was
she'll
great
tell you
in that scene.
Yeah.
Amanda was awesome.
Totally, so believable.
What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Who's your favorite kill?
Danny
Carlos?
Hassel?
That's good.
Danny Hassel, number 5. Danny Hassel, number 5.
Kincaid.
Kincaid, right on. That's yeah. Very, very good, very good. That's in our movie.
Thank you.
Right, number 4.
Wow. Thank you for the question.
Right on.
And that's car.
Love your costume. Bye, little Freddy Krueger.
The junkyard kill.
This is my wife and daughter, you guys. I don't know why she's in this line. Say hello, everybody.
Hey, beautiful.
Yeah, there's my latest creation right there, that little one. That's what I've been working on. Cutest baby on the Alamo Dome right now, for sure.
Daddy.
Is, aside from being really good actors, do you guys have any secret talents that no one knows about?
That's a great question.
This is not
Like,
prompted.
I know
I have no
Danny
idea what she's
Hassel.
asking. I'm terrified of it.
Okay, I have a talent.
Would love to hear it.
When I was young, I watched the Johnny Carson. You guys are too young, but remember Johnny Carson, whatever. And on the show, he would often ask, you know, his guests to, you know, a special talent that you had. So I came up with 2. One's kind of gross. I learned how to turn my eyelids like backwards and keep it that way. And then my other one is this one that I'm going to perform for you right now. Yes. So this is the closest I'll ever get to a Johnny Carson moment. Okay, ready?
Amazing. Amazing. Round of applause. Come on.
Well, who can top that?
Is this unbelievable?
That's it. Just leave it alone. Leave it be.
Can't top that.
I'm not even gonna follow that.
Thank you.
Lisa, I love
Thank you, honey.
You're the best chicken ever.
Thank you.
I have a question for the whole cast. Growing up with Nightmare on Elm Street, I felt like the deaths were very unique. How did you feel about your own deaths?
Great question.
I think they are unique. It kind of followed, like, I don't know if it really meant anything, but they are all different.